Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 6 for 6 on this glorious Saturday in October, the first Saturday of this month. It's great to have you all here today, listening to my glorious podcast where we rank the 6 best sporting events for this weekend. So tune in, sit back, relax, have your ESPN and whatever game day that you have on. Enjoy the show, ladies and gentlemen, and let's get underway. Now, ladies and gentlemen, so trying to figure out how to rank all these amazing games today can sometimes be, challenging. But I think we figured out some key games that I think are really going to develop into something really good, I would say. So the first game that we have on, since we're in the month of Halloween and it's spooky season, we got to put a trap game on. So, a trap game that I'm looking forward to. I know it's probably not going to be it, but hey, we're going to throw it out there. So the game that we have as our potential trap game of this weekend is Florida versus Kentucky tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific on ESPN. I think this is going to be a trap game. I think Florida's going to go down right here, ladies and gentlemen. I know Florida is ranked 10. They have one loss, but Kentucky's undefeated. If you beat a number 10 Florida, you can somehow get ranked. I think this is going to be a key matchup in it. Though Florida, like I said, is a 77% chance favorite to win this football game. But their quarterbacks are not pretty either. Florida's quarterback only has 4 touchdown passes this season. And Kentucky's quarterback has 7 touchdown passes this season. But they both have thrown 5 picks. So it's really going to be some spectacular game, I would say. There's going to be turnovers. It's going to lead to a potential trap game. That's why I ranked it in the 6th spot. Next up, we could go into the world of NFL. We got some 2 NFL games on Sunday that I say you should be on the lookout for and see how they end up develop. So the first one we have is, the Steelers-Packers tomorrow at 4:25 p.m. Eastern, 1:25 p.m. Pacific on CBS. This is a key matchup for both teams, trying to, improve their records and, trying to help them advance in their, overall out-of-divisional records victories. Though the Packers are home, they are a 61.3% chance favorite, according to ESPN. The Packers they were dominating the 49ers and let the 49ers came back late in the fourth quarter, and they had to make a fourth quarter comeback to end up winning the game for Aaron Rodgers with a field goal. Now, the Steelers are on a 2-game losing streak, and they're trying to turn that around against the Packers, and the Packers are at home. It's definitely going to be something interesting, I would say. But if you want to see how that game really, truly unfolds out, you got to tune in tomorrow to see if Big Ben and the Steelers can surpass Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. I think, it's going to be something interesting. I think the Packers are going to pull it out, and the Steelers are going to be on a 3-game losing streak. But I know next week the Steelers are probably going to bounce back. It depends who they are facing, so I would have to check that, and maybe it could reach on 6 for 6. The game for the NFL, I say this is really prime time, I would say, is Cardinals-Rams tomorrow at 4:05 p.m. Eastern, 1:05 p.m. Pacific on Fox. The Rams have been stellar. They've been on fire, ladies and gentlemen. Same with the Cardinals. You got 2 high explosive offenses, and you can't match it. This is going to be a fun game to watch. Hope it's lighting up the scoreboard where we see a lot of points coming in for both of these offenses, but we all know it's going to end up happening. But hey, let's see how this game really goes. They say, ESPN says, the Rams are almost a 61% favorite to win this football game, according to ESPN. Now, since we got halfway through our rankings, let's do a quick recap for all those who are tuning in or listening to the podcast and trying to remember what we have ranked so far. So first up, since it's spooky season, we need a trap game. So we put in Florida, Kentucky. I'm going to go with Kentucky trying to pull the upset here. They're at home. They're undefeated, and they're trying to go 5-0. Where Florida's 3-1, they're 10. So it's a prime upset in the looming, but ESPN says that Florida has a 77% chance of winning this football game. Next up, we have the Steelers and Packers tomorrow at 4:25 p.m. Eastern, 1:25 p.m. Pacific on CBS. Like I said, the Steelers need to come off this game. They need to look for a win. They're on a 2-game losing streak, and the Packers just pulled off a fourth quarter drive to help them beat the 49ers, which they allowed to come back. So it's going to be like that. Next up, we have Cardinals-Rams tomorrow at 4:05 p.m. Eastern, 1:05 p.m. Pacific on Fox. Definitely key game going to be here, ladies and gentlemen. Too high explosive offense, a lot of points being scored. So if you have fantasy players, this is going to be a stellar game to watch. Now we're going to finish out today's program with some college football in the top 25 rankings, one top 25 matchups. We got in the lower half of the bracket battling in for the 20s. We got the Big 12 showdown, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to call it any time when two Big 12 teams match up and that are ranked. This game is the Big 12 showdown. I'm going to classify it as the quest for the Big 12 title game is continuing. Both teams are undefeated, but ESPN almost has it a 50-50 split. They have Oklahoma State winning with a 50.9% chance of winning this football game. And like I said, it's at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on ESPN2. This game is under the lights. You know what that saying says? Under the lights, that's where legacies are made and stories are to be told. Definitely going to have something here. We're going to see a stellar performance on both of these teams. It's going to be an epic clash in the Big 12 tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific time on ESPN2. This is Baylor, who is number 21 in the nation, versus Oklahoma, who's number 19 in the nation. Definitely going to be a key matchup in this one, ladies and gentlemen. And now I think we all know who going to be in the top two spots. You know, you can rank them in any order. But the number 2 spot we're going to solidify is Cincinnati versus Notre Dame, 7 versus 9, today at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Pacific time on NBC. This is playoff or bust. That's how I'm going to classify the game. Playoff or bust for both of these teams. If you lose, you are eliminated from the playoffs. I know Cincinnati has a little bit harder because they have to just need help from the top dogs losing. Notre Dame, if they lose, they're completely done. So that's basically how their story arc is going to go. ESPN has, since they have Notre Dame actually the favorite in this one, but it's not by a whole lot. It's a 57.7% chance of them winning it. But the real question is, will Notre Dame be consistent? Will they dominate Cincinnati, or will they struggle like they did with Toledo? That's going to be the key balancing factor in this game. How dominant will Notre Dame be, and can they, control this game, or will they let Cincinnati stay around and cause some mayhem in this one, ladies and gentlemen? Just for a quick reminder for those listening in, it's, Cincinnati number 7 versus Notre Dame number 9 today at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Pacific time on NBC. Now for the game of the week, ladies and gentlemen. All that you all been waiting for. Game of the week. Yeah, I think you all can figure out who it is. It's going to be Arkansas versus Georgia, 8 versus 2, today at noon. A high noon showdown in the SEC, ladies and gentlemen, at 9 a.m. Pacific on ESPN. This is a thriller to watch. Both teams have taken down some key opponents. Georgia's taken down Clemson, where Arkansas has taken down Texas and Texas A&M. But for Arkansas, they did it at home. This is the true test. Can they do it on the road? If they can do it on the road, they are for real. They are on the hunt for the playoffs. But if they get blown out, they just had the luck of the Irish on their side, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how they were able to do it, but the home crowd of Arkansas won't be there. They're in the hostile environment of Athens, Georgia. And I know Georgia is coming to defend and stay number 2 this week. But if Arkansas pulls up the upset, we're going to see them start being a number 2 or a number 3, depending on how they want to view this win and how this fashion goes out. Like I said, this is for Arkansas. Are they for real, or are they pretenders in this game that they, had home field advantage that helped them carry them through? I know they dominated A&M and Texas in a good fashion, but Georgia's offense, solid all around. Their defense is there. But Georgia only has played one ranked matchup, and that was against Clemson. They just had a pick 6 to help them win. So I really don't know what we're dealing with Georgia. They haven't had that true tough opponent in a while, where Arkansas had a couple ranked matchups. But Arkansas is on that stretch where if they win out, they have a good chance to stay in the top round in the conversation, I would say, ladies and gentlemen. But that is the game of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Arkansas number 8 versus number 2. Georgia today at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on ESPN. So those who are tuning in, we'll do a quick recap from 1 through 6, and then we'll bring this program to a close so you can enjoy your Saturday and enjoy all the sporting events that are going on today. So in the number 6, we have our spooky season game, our trap game, Florida versus Kentucky tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific on ESPN. This is the trap game I'm talking about. I don't know what Florida's going to do, but I know ESPN has them as a huge favorite. But hey, I'm not counting Kentucky out. I think Kentucky's going to pull up that spectacular upset in a shocking fashion in October, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, we go into the NFL. We have Steelers-Packers tomorrow at 4:25 p.m. Eastern and 1:25 p.m. Pacific on CBS. Aaron Rodgers looking to make a 2-game win streak where the Steelers are trying to come off of a 2-game losing streak. We'll see how that game unfolds. Next up, we got the light up the scoreboard. This is how I'm going to classify that game. Cardinals-Rams tomorrow at 4:05 p.m. Eastern, 1:05 p.m. Pacific on Fox with a thrilling fashion into this one, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you tune in to see how that scoreboard will turn out. Definitely a great game for fantasy. Now in the world of college football, we have Baylor, who's 21 in the nation, versus Oklahoma, who's number 9. Oklahoma State, who is number 19 in the nation tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on ESPN2. Like I said, games that are under the lights are where legacies are born and stories to be retold. And that's the beauty of that game, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's a Big 12 showdown at night. Definitely going to be a key quest for the for the Big 12 title games later coming down. So it's trying to say who can stay undefeated to try to make 100 or for a push for the college football playoffs, trying to stay undefeated and eventually facing Oklahoma maybe in the Big 12 title game if Oklahoma stays undefeated. Next up, we got Cincinnati, number 7 in the nation, versus Notre Dame, number 9 in the nation, today at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Pacific time on NBC. Like I said, this game is playoff or bust for both teams. If Notre Dame loses, they're out. Cincinnati wins. Going to need some little help, but it helps them continue showing that they are maybe a playoff caliber team, taking care of the number 19 in the number 9th team in the nation. And like I said, the game of the week, Arkansas number 8 versus number 2 Georgia today at noon. So after you finish, tune into ESPN College Game Day to see how they are going to break down this game. And like I said, this is going to be a thriller, and it's going to be, is Arkansas for real? This is going to be how this game's going to be, ladies and gentlemen. Arkansas is for real. That is the real question at hand. But that will do it for today's program on 6 for 6. Thank you all for tuning in. For those who are just tuning in, feel free to go back and rewind and see what are the games that I have listed. Those who are listening on our podcast, you got the quick list. I'm glad that you're able to enjoy it. Take your time. Be safe this weekend. Enjoy the fall weather of October as we start ramping up to more of the spectacular trap games that I'll put in the 6th spot for 6 for 6. And, like I said, enjoy your weekend. Catch you all next time on next time. I won't be doing it for next weekend because I got stuff going on next Saturday, but I may come up with a list and put it on the MI6 page where you can, see what I put as the 6 for 6 games to be on the lookout for. Definitely, be on the lookout for that. I'll come up and draft it and share it as a post. It won't be an episode, so I wouldn't classify it as episode 13. It would just be like a ranking list for the games to watch. But that will do it for you today on 6 for 6, ladies and gentlemen. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy your Saturday.